If someone says I love you to me, I feel as though I had a pistol pointed at my head. What can anybody reply under such conditions but that which the pistol holder requires? I love you too. Kurt Vonnegut. As a species, we are hardwired to crave human contact. This is the reason that solitary confinement is such an effective punishment for most people. Why those people who solitary confinement doesn't bother seem a little off to the average person. And why those people who go into long periods of isolation voluntarily return changed in a very deep way. They've partially rewired their brains. Love is just a word that implies a deep, meaningful connection. In fact, it's the word that we use to describe the deepest connections that we are capable of feeling. Now, obviously, we use the word love quite frugally in our language, and not all love is equal. I'm not talking about the love you feel for your car, or your parents, or even your children specifically, or just kind of any regular old love. I'm talking about the kind of love where all the world seems to revolve around a single point. At the center of that revolution stands love personified in your mind. This could be an object. This could be something that you like to do, an obsession. It could be a person. Who knows? There are many things that people love. But that kind of love is blindingly beautiful. And you can't really describe it. I can totally get how someone could reach for that connection, that deep, meaningful connection, and end up finding a God, or how someone could be hopelessly attached to that connection with a God. A long time ago, in a faraway land, I fell in love. Deeply in love. Alright, hopelessly in love. I would have done absolutely anything for that girl and her daughter. Or her daughter. I would have jumped off a building if I thought it would have put a smile on either of their faces. And I was blissfully happy. It was almost all I talked about and all I thought about outside of college and getting through my college courses for almost 2 years. After I graduated college, I worked for a little bit, and then I moved to Ireland for that girl. Once I got there, it didn't last. And when it ended, I wanted to die. I wasn't suicidal or anything. I just wanted to die. I just wanted the pain to stop. I was pretty messed up for a couple of months after that, and since then, I've not had that kind of connection with anyone. Well, not that close of a connection. Not that kind of connection, per se. And that level of connection kind of scares me. Kind of scares me that someone will get that close to me again. Not because of the pain that it caused me, but because of the insanity involved with it. lose your mind, in a sense. You sure as hell lose your objectivity. You lose yourself. You have to. To truly want as deep a connection as you can have, you have to lose those things. To a certain degree, anyway. It's the nature of emotions and their ability to override our cognitive faculties. This isn't necessarily a bad thing, obviously, because it is emotions that connect us to our fellow human beings, allow for deep connections that allow our species to survive, and to deny our emotions is to deny that we are human. But there is a drawback. The deeper the love, the more you lose yourself in it. When people say God is love, I believe them. They've lost their minds, but in the process, they found a love that cannot and will not die. Why wouldn't you reach for that? Or at least try. Why wouldn't you want to spread that? Teach that to your children. It's a love that cannot be rejected, cannot be rescinded, cannot be denied, betrayed, cheated, or even overdone. You can't stalk God. God can't tell you to go away. God can't avoid you. God can't tell you, I don't want to be around you. God can't cheat on or betray you, and vice versa. You can't cheat on or betray God. But if you can, He'll forgive you instantly, like it never happened. Right? That love is why it doesn't matter to many religious people what anyone says about their God. And that's why many religious people don't care about the lack of evidence. Because they have love. And it's why many religious people get upset when you say some things about their belief or their God. And why people want to spread that love. I could say God is an illusion. I could say believing in God is delusional. I could say there's no logical or physical evidence for God's existence. I could say God is a tyrant. God is a sadist. God is a figment of the imagination of genocidal, misogynistic, homophobic, slave-owning, animal-sacrificing, but well-meaning bigots that lived during a time when the wheelbarrow was emerging technology. It doesn't matter to them. God is love. What would you do if someone said that about the personification of love in your life? Would you push that love away or hold it closer, afraid to lose it? I'd hold it closer. Would you take that lying down? The insults to the object of your love? I wouldn't. If I found that I was incapable of defending the object of my love's actions, or actions based on the words of my love, or even my love's very existence, would I simply give it up? certainly not right away, if ever, for that reason. In your joy, wouldn't you want to spread that love to others? I would. And hell, even now, I wouldn't have a problem with that love at all if it were just the love. But it's not. By its very nature, it's also the loss of sanity and or objectivity that inherently comes with deep emotion. The deeper the belief, the deeper the love. The deeper the love, the more profound the losses. And I wouldn't have even a problem with those losses if it merely involved that person and the object of their love. In this case, God. But again, it doesn't. Because the believer loves his or her God. He or she naturally wishes to please that God. And are told in a book, apparently authored or at the very least inspired by the object of their love. The ways of pleasing their God, their love, are broad indeed, because with that book, one can justify anything. People have justified just about everything from philanthropy to genocide with equal validity based on that book. In the past, that might have been useful, and in some cultures, unfortunately, it still might be useful. But the honeymoon period is over. And we're in the midst of holding an intervention here. And the reason for this is because, well, the track record of believers, of what believers do in the name of their God and the name of this love, speaks for itself. In that if they get something right based only on the words of their God, their love, they get it right by accident. Happy Valentine's Day.
I love you.